Here we go. Hey everyone, welcome back. And I'm super stoked about today. We have Shianne Kohlman with us today. And I'm super grateful that she was able to join us. And let me just tell you a little bit about Shianne. I'm doing a little thing about me here too. So Shianne, there's a new one. Shianne is the founder and face of SKF, or Shianne Kohlman Fitness. Lifestyle fitness coach, group fitness instructor, and certified personal trainer. Breaking through boundaries in the fitness industry, guiding individuals to find their passion in movement, discover their strength, and connect with their bodies. Welcome, Shianne. Thank you to join me on this conversation about finding your blessings. All right,
Thank you.
Okay, so this is a conversation and it's just going to be fun, but I want it to be heartfelt.
Mhm.
And just like you and I were talking about, you and I believe we are light leaders in helping people find their way. There's a lot of confused people out there, not even confused. I don't want to say confused. There's a lot of people looking for some light.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
where should they go?
Mhm.
They're not here to tell people what to do, but to show them where to go.
Yeah. Where the possibilities are.
Possibilities. I love that. So let's talk about, in order to find our blessings, first thing for many people, including you and I, we had to experience hardship or failures.
Mhm.
Can you talk about something, a failure in your life, in either business, personal, wherever, that has led you to this point?
Yeah. Um, this is a very loaded question, Sheena.
Yes.
Very loaded. I think to make this really broad, and this can branch out into a lot of places, but I think honestly, my biggest failure was not trusting myself.
I love that.
I think for a lot of my teenhood and early adulthood, I really didn't trust my gut. Um, I didn't trust myself or what I wanted, and I looked towards other people to give me an answer that I was looking for, and in reality, it was within me the whole time. So I think that's probably my biggest failure. It set me back and it put me in a lot of really difficult situations in my life. Um, Trying to trust people that I shouldn't have been trusting, and I should have trusted myself because I had the answers all along.
I absolutely love that.
Mhm.
And I'm proud of you
Thank you.
for finding that depth.
Yeah.
That is huge. I love that so much.
Thank you.
Whew,
Yeah,
it
it's
shows.
it's taken a long time to, I mean, I'm still on the journey. I wouldn't even say that a lot of the time I fully trust myself, but that is my biggest downfall. And I noticed that when I find myself in situations where I feel failure, or I feel almost inferior, it's because I'm not trusting myself. And when I do, that's when I feel my most powerful. And when I'm making the biggest impact, it's when I trust myself. That's when I make my good decisions and I lean in and realize that I do have the ability to be what I want to be and find those possibilities
Oh, I
is
love
when I
that.
trust who I am.
That's perfect. Let's just stop here. No,
In the podcast.
that I cannot tell you how that just hits my soul so much. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So now that is the part where you found there was failure. I don't even like that word. You fail forward into trusting yourself.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
now what is your biggest success in life, business to
Oh,
date? Because you're so young, you have many more to come.
totally. Totally. Oh, my biggest success, I think, is finding my own peace. I mean, I'm taking this to a really deep place, but truly, like, business aside, financial stability aside, all the bells and the whistles aside, it truly is like finding peace within myself and finding who I am and becoming that every day. And it isn't it's not like you hit a wall and it's like, oh, you're there. It's evolving constantly and allowing myself to express who I am and opening doors for myself and not taking no for an answer and kind of pushing boundaries. I think, yeah, realizing that I do have the ability to make an impact and be myself and authentic to what I believe in. I think, yeah, that's probably my biggest success is just allowing myself that space to be me.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
And I love what you said. The other stuff is just stuff.
it's
Like
just stuff.
it's just stuff.
Mhm.
That inner peace, like that, the whole world is working towards being peaceful. How do I find joy? You can find millions of books,
Yeah.
videos, programs about how do I find peace? Well, look at finding your blessings.
Yes,
The whole
absolutely.
world is trying to find it, and the
Mhm.
rest is just stuff.
Totally. And I
That's
think
like
like
the
leaning
gravy.
in to your quote unquote failures, looking at them as lessons because they're not failures, they're lessons. What was your biggest lesson?
I love that.
Yeah, and that lesson took me down a really long, windy road to find my biggest blessings. I know that my hardest hardships made me who I am. If I wasn't in the deepest, darkest place, I would not be here now.
Exactly.
So finding success in the shitty shit is what you need to do? Yeah.
And that lesson right there, many of us, I love that you said that because a lot of people will go, why did this happen to me? That
Mhm.
victim mentality. A mentor of mine told me a long time ago, it is okay to feel sorry for yourself and be a victim
Mhm.
for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, because you still are human and your heart is soft and like you still have to feel the feels. But once you have step out of the victim mentality and then really look for the lessons,
Yeah.
life becomes the endless possibilities are sitting there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
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 And that is how this actually came into fruition.
Totally.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
A
So
lot.
what do you love to do? Like, what do you love to do?
I love connecting with people. I that is probably my favorite part of my job is connecting with people on a deeper level than just small talk. Small talk is like my least favorite thing. I love to see people for who they are. Um, Yeah, so connection is one of my favorite things. I love to move, obviously. Movement actually brought me out of some of my darkest places and really taught me who I was. Being able to express myself through movement and
Mhm.
realizing that all that stuff inside didn't need to stay inside and I could just release it. So movement is one of my favorite things of all time. And I love taking connection and movement and bringing it together in my space. And that's truly where my passion lies. And that's obviously why I do what I do for work. Um, and outside of that, what else do I love to do? I love being with animals. I love my animals and my family. And I'm really kind of a simple person. Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
going out for dinner or going out for drinks. That's not really my thing. I kind of like camping and reading my book and chilling with my family. Yeah, I like to be within and the quiet. I like the quiet.
Sounds like heaven to me.
I know. It is. It's
I
lovely.
know. I love that. I really love that the connection and movement.
Mhm.
My past, that's why I became a track and field coach. That was my meditation. Running
Right,
was my meditation, moving meditation.
right.
And then the connection with all the other people.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
When you were talking, part of me saw you owning a coffee shop for some
No
reason.
way.
I was like, all of a sudden you were in a coffee shop, and it was something about maybe connecting and
That's so
coffee.
fun.
Yeah, a
I
coffee
do
shop.
love coffee. That is like one of the top things that I love. So I'm not gonna flick that possibility out of my mind because who knows? Down the road, you never know.
Well, we all know how coffee is very popular in the fitness movement, so
Yes,
definitely. So
caffeine.
you answered the question perfectly. I was going to ask you, how do you bridge what you love with
Mm,
your business in your life? But I think you mastered that beautifully, because that connection with people, and I see what you're like, because I go to Cheyenne's class on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Shout out to the girls. And the connection is definitely there. You have your followers and you have your peeps. They
Yep.
come back for more. And I do see the connection there. It's definitely a deep-rooted connection. And you're not only a personal trainer, you're helping. A personal trainer is just a title, but
Mhm.
a personal trainer, it becomes more than that,
Yeah.
way more than that.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things come up when you're moving. I believe the energy is no longer stagnant within us.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, once it gets moving, it's gotta come up
Absolutely.
somewhere. That's why a lot of people have confessions with their trainer.
Absolutely. Totally. That space that we move in, it is like a secret vault, you
Yes,
know,
it.
and not necessarily in a negative way, but watching people in that space who maybe would have never met outside of that or connected outside of that come together and create this bond is
Mhm.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
At the end of every single session, I'm like, is that really what just happened? Did those people just connect on that level? And did everyone in the room feel that, or was that just me? There is
Mhm.
like an energy in there that is so unmatched and it fills my cup beyond belief.
Well,
It's
I
intense.
can attest to that, because the first month I was like, I'm just gonna go work out. The second month I was like, everyone's like, ah, especially when we did the agility ladder.
Yes, yes.
There was a lot of cheering for each other. But yeah, there is something that happens, because I also, like, there's no accident that I came to you, because I have never met you in my life
Mhm.
until I saw your light on social media.
Thank you.
And literally, what was it? I just thought, I'm going to go try.
Yeah,
And there is no accident that we have found each other. There is
no.
some bridge in this whole thing, this blessing. Once again, another lesson, another blessing.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful. I'm having fun. So
Oh, amazing. We love having you. And I
uh,
do think that that spot that each person lands in and the class that they choose and the people that they're with, that's where they're meant to be, you
oh,
know?
totally.
Whether they're just someone passing through a revolving door and they're there for a session or 2 sessions, they saw, they experienced, and they took something away from that, and that's always my goal.
Yes, it is.
I believe that as a trainer, my job isn't to keep you hostage forever. You come to my space to learn something and experience something, and then
Mm,
you fly away, you know, and I just hope that everyone that comes through takes a piece of that away.
I love that. So you want to hear something wild?
Yes.
The analogy that you just said, they come to me and they fly away. As a trainer, I've been a trainer since 2004.
Mm,
So that's, what is it? So 20 years. My philosophy in my healing space was, I am the mother hen. This is your nest. You're safe. When you're ready to leave my nest, please, I'm here to support you, but you're always welcome back.
I just
So,
got goosebumps.
and that
That
was my philosophy.
that's totally, especially in like the one-on-one training, I find that that's kind of how I preface the start, because group training is a little bit different, right? But that's always how I start every consultation. My goal isn't to have you here forever. I want you to fly. I want you to fly like a free little bird. So that is
Yeah,
connection.
it is. And it's so beautiful. And that just shows me the kind of character that you have is, a lot of people deal with their ego that they, okay, you were a hairdresser a long time ago,
Yes.
but people feel they're cheating on their hairdresser. That sense of ownership, cheating
Yeah.
when they go see someone else. But life is about experiencing. And I used to feel that way. And now I go with what I feel
Mhm.
I need at that moment in time. Everything has changed. Each moment is a moment.
Absolutely.
And what I need in this moment will be different than another moment.
Yeah.
And I totally believe that the ownership thing is where people try to trap you in the, let's talk about savior, sacrifice, and suffering mode, where you need me.
Hmm.
I used to be that kind of person. And when I now realize, I'm like, why did I feel yucky about it? It
Hmm.
was because it didn't align with who I was.
Yeah.
The real person that I am, and I feel like you are, correct me if I'm wrong, but you want people to see their full potential.
Absolutely.
That is
Mhm.
possibilities. That
Yeah.
means, like, as a mentor, I always tell people who I mentor, I will brain dump everything I know that you need to know and then some, because I want you to be excel better and more than me.
Yeah.
That is the
Absolutely.
biggest compliment ever. I want to watch you soar.
Yeah.
That is what I feel a mentor is, not to help you come up.
Mhm.
I'm gonna help you go further.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah,
think what you're saying about that ownership, it rings so true. I I have zero desire to let my ego do my thinking in my business, because I truly don't want to force anything. If you don't feel like what I'm offering serves you, I hope that you find someone that does.
hmm,
Because I know that what I'm doing is so different than a lot of personal trainers or people in the fitness industry because of my outlook on fitness. I'm not catering to weight loss. I'm not catering to weight gain. I'm not catering to nutrition. So I know that I'm not going to align with everyone. And you might think that what I have to offer is something that you want. And maybe 2 months later, you decide it isn't, because I wasn't giving you what you need at this time. And that's okay. That's why I don't have like
right?
contracts. I don't want anyone to feel like they're trapped in my space. I want you to feel like this is a revolving door. And if you leave and you try something else, you're welcome here again.
Hmm.
I want people to feel like they want to be there, not like they have to.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't want anyone to ever feel bad if they go to a different fitness class. If you go to 5 different fitness classes or you have 3 personal trainers, I don't care. My ego is not going to do my thinking for me. I want my clients to do what they feel like they need to do. I can only give them a small piece, and my 1 hour that I see, or 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever the case may be, a week, I hope that you're leaving happy, or you leave feeling better or a little bit more positive. And like you were talking about, just learning something each time, to the point that
Mhm.
you feel like you can leave, or you feel comfortable to tell me that you went somewhere else and you did something else, or that you need to take a step back because this doesn't feel right now. I hope that my space feels like that for everyone that comes in.
Oh, it does.
Good.
And we talked a little bit about the energy up and down the shot.
Yes.
So that hit home big time. You're actually walking the talk, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're honoring you. That is,
Crying.
oh my God. Like I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Like I feel like crying because so women tend to, I'm saying women, um, do things that they feel society wants them to do.
I know.
So for you to find that, these are happy tears. Uh, it's sheer pride. Like you are a woman and you are showing others that it's cool to be you.
Thank you.
I love that.
Thank you.
Oh man, I wasn't expecting that. But it's something. I was living an unauthentic life, trying to be something I wasn't,
Mhm.
instead of being me. And it's no one else can be me.
No, take up space. Take up space.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Why, thank you. Okay, I love this talk.
Me
So
too.
the last question, which is a grandiose question, but yet it's not. Um, Today, Wednesday, what is what are you most grateful for right now?
Right now. Right now, in this moment, I'm grateful for my connection with you. Before this, I was thinking to myself, like, what are the odds that I have not been on one podcast, but this is going to be my second podcast. At a point in my life, I felt so inferior and like I had no value or worth.
Wow.
And now I'm here connecting with you, sharing experiences and what I'm doing to impact this community. And it is unbelievable. I'm grateful for all of my experiences to bring me here. And I was genuinely thinking about that as I'm curling my hair, like, what the F is my life? I feel so lucky. And I think sometimes I get really caught up in I have to do more, I have to be more, I have to, work harder. But to think at one point in time, I was just surviving, not thriving. I couldn't even think about making it through the day, let alone being on a podcast, connecting with a client who has so much to offer and sees value in me enough to put me on her podcast. Like, what is it's unbelievable. So
Hmm.
in this moment, I'm grateful for everything that I've experienced up until this moment right now.
Let's just drink that in.
Yeah, soak it up.
It's that question alone. I ask everyone, all the questions, but what every single person has said is they're grateful for every little drop. And you are that drop, that gratefulness, that gratitude, that blessing.
Yeah.
That is your heart expanding. That is your spirit growing. That is your impact to lead, even growing more. Your light is getting brighter. I have so many goosebumps right now. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
But it is allowing, just allowing. And it's such a beautiful thing that if someone doesn't ask us the question, do we ever pause
mhm.
in our own daily lives? We don't.
Not often enough.
Not often enough.
No,
I agree.
we
And
get
for me,
caught up in the hustle and the everyday, and this is something that I'm so guilty of. And I actively have this conversation with myself, usually when I'm alone and I'm not doing something like working or whatever, the mundane, curling my hair, for example, today is when that moment struck me. Like, have you taken the time today to think about what you're grateful for? And
mhm,
it slips by too often. And I want to come into that practice again of just taking a moment We are not too busy to take a moment.
Exactly.
We are not too busy to take a moment to be grateful.
I do believe society wants us to be distracted, to be
Yeah,
too busy, because then they have control of you. And I mean big society, like everything from top to bottom, because then you don't take time for yourself. Then they have you, whoever they are.
absolutely.
But all those little moments, like right now, we have reclaimed ourselves.
Absolutely.
And those are the greatest gifts at the end of the day
Totally.
that will propel us forward.
Mhm.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love that so much. Okay, this is deep. Okay,
feel
so
good.
those are all the questions. We did it. So
Amazing.
just before we close off,
Yeah,
just quickly share what you have going on. In the
sure.
show notes, I'm going to write your website, where they can find you on the socials, because you put all your classes and where they can find you. And do you have any upcoming programs that you would like to promote or anything like that?
Well, honestly, no. I feel very fulfilled in my career right now. Um,
Perfect.
and it ebbs and flows for sure, but I work at Full Circle and at my own studio space. And Full Circle, that those classes are always open to the public. Those are a little bit different than what I do in my space, but they're all strength based. I really try to promote just individuals building their strength and feeling strong. And so I do that at Full Circle Studios in Okotoks, and I also do it at my own studio space. So I do a lot of small group training, and then the Full Circle classes are a little bit bigger. I think they're up to 18 people. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I do some one-on-one training. Those kind of ebb and flow, like I said, revolving doors. So people come, they go, spots open, they close. But my goal is to just really call in my people. So if this resonated with
Exactly.
you and you feel that something struck a chord here, yeah, let's connect. I'd love to connect.
Well, I love that. So I will make sure everybody has your information.
Wonderful.
And thank you so much for your time, your energy, your presence, and sharing with us your blessings, because you are a true blessing on this earth. And see, every time I say that, we really are. And thank you.
Thank
So
you.
these are happy tears.
I can't wait to give you a hug tomorrow.
Exactly. Okay, let's sign off. Until next time, thank you again.
Thank you.